Hi, this is Jane Nelsen, and I want to share with you today one of my favorite positive discipline tools called curiosity questions. And too often, parents talk too much. They tell their kids what happened, they tell them what caused it to happen, they tell them what they should do about it. And instead, it's so much more effective if we ask, what happened? What do you think caused this to happen? How do you feel about it? What did you learn from it? What ideas do you have to solve this problem? You have to be careful, though, that you don't use it as a script. Instead, you want to use this as a principle where you take it into your heart and your wisdom and you make it fit the situation. So I want to tell you one of my favorite examples when my daughter Mary came home one night and said, "Mama, I've decided I'm going to get drunk at the ninth grade graduation party." Now, isn't this the kind of thing that you hope your kids come home and tell you? But instead of reacting, I said, "Oh, tell me more about that. Why are you thinking of doing that?" And she thought about it and said, "Well, a lot of the kids are doing it, and it looks like they're having fun." And I said, "Well, what do your friends say about you now because you don't drink?" And she thought about it and said, "Oh, they're always telling me how much they admire me and how much they respect me." I said, "What do you think they'll say tomorrow after you do this?" Again, I could just see her thinking, and that's how you know you're being effective, because you can see the wheels turn. And she said, "Oh, they'll probably be disappointed in me." And I said, "And how do you think you'll feel about yourself?" Again, she thought about it. She said, "Oh, I'll probably feel like a loser." And then she came to this conclusion: "I don't think I will." And I breathed a sigh of relief. And sometimes people say, "Well, what would you have done if she hadn't came to that conclusion?" And I can't tell you that, because I'm just telling you a true story. Because asking usually invites people to think. They feel respected. They're much more likely to think it through for themselves. And that's why I like helping children explore the consequences of their choices instead of imposing consequences on them. So try this favorite tool of remembering to ask instead of tell, tell, tell.